All right, listen up, whippersnappers. Pull up a chair, grab a D20, and let me school you on a thing or two. Today's topic, player agency. Now, I know you've heard this buzzword thrown around in your fancy modern games, but let me tell you what it really means. Player agency is all about the freedom and control players have over their characters' actions and decisions in a game. It's the notion that you should have a real say in what happens to your characters and how the story unfolds. Sounds pretty basic, right? Well, it wasn't always so clear-cut. Back in my day, we didn't have any highfalutin terms like player agency. We had a dungeon master or game master who was the goddamn law. The rule books, they were more like guidelines. If the GM decided a dragon showed up out of nowhere, then by the gods, a dragon showed up and you dealt with it. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't about screwing over the players. It was about the thrill of the challenge, the adventure, and the story. We trusted our DMs to craft a kick-ass tale, and they trusted us to come up with clever solutions. If the DM said there was no way out of a cave, we didn't whine about agency. We got creative. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're deep in a dungeon, no clear way out. Today, you might expect a dialogue option or some mechanic to bail you out. Back then, we didn't have that luxury. Nope, we had to use our brains. If we wanted to swing across a chasm using a rope and a grappling hook, the GM would roll with it, sometimes quite literally. That's where the real agency came in, not from some predefined class feature, but from our own ingenuity. We didn't sit around waiting for the DM to hand us solutions, we made our own. We had a saying, if it's not in the rules, make it up. And that's exactly what we did. Think about it. We had characters who would try anything. Massage a dragon's ego to convince him we're not worth his time. Use an illusion to fool an entire army. Use a magic item in a way that wasn't intended. You name it. We weren't bound by mechanics. We were driven by our imaginations. Sure, sometimes the DM had to be a hard ass and say no. But often, they'd say, let's see if you can pull that off. And when it worked, it felt amazing. And let's talk about those DMs. Today, some folks think a DM is there to serve the player's whims. Back then, the game master was more like a benevolent dictator. They set the stage, threw challenges our way, and we had to rise to the occasion. If you made a dumb decision, you faced the consequences. No hand-holding, no safety nets, just dice and determination. Remember, it was a different time. We didn't have forums full of rules lawyers or endless supplements or YouTubers telling us how to play. We had a core set of rules, some snacks, and everything else was up to the people at the table. That's where the magic happened. We weren't just playing a game, we were building a story together and building memories that we'd revisit the rest of our lives. So, while we might not have had the term player agency, we had it in spirit. It was about the push and pull between the DM and the players. The Dungeon Master set the stage, but our actions, our crazy ideas, and our bold moves shaped the story. We had the freedom to try, fail, and sometimes succeed in spectacular ways. And when we fell on our faces, we would get up and keep it moving. I see a lot of you young folks getting hung up on whether or not you have enough agency. Let me tell you, agency isn't something that's given to you. It's something you take. When the GM gives you a scenario, you dive in and make it yours. You don't wait for permission to do something cool. You just do it, and to hell with the consequences. So, next time you're at the table and you feel like you're being railroaded, think of the old players you've talked to who regaled you with thrilling adventures from another age until you were tired of hearing about it. Ask yourself, what crazy, out-of-the-box thing can I do right now? Then do it. The game is only as good as you make it. And remember, the heart of the game isn't in the rules. It's in the stories you create together. Thank you for listening to this aging relic, and for walking with me down memory lane. Keep rolling those dice, making bold choices, and remember, don't ever let anyone tell you how to play your character. Until next time, happy adventuring, and may your critical hits be plentiful.